Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. This is my second attempt at recording this review, so if I repeat myself yet again, then that's just to be, just accept it for what it is. You know what? If modern Doctor Who on TV hasn't been for you, then this is for you. Seriously. It's fun. It feels so much like Doctor Who on TV, and yet, it's just great. Now, obviously the entire highlight of this entire release, and I know Katy Manning is brilliant and shines like a shiny star of loveliness, it's David Benson. David Benson is just great in this. Seriously. And this absolute episode is just great. So, what have we got? Well, here's the synopsis. Because let's face it, we don't actually want to spoil this for anyone. Ooh la la. It's been a long time coming, but the Doctor is about to be reunited with Iris Wildthyme. They're both in 1920s Paris, and everyone is flocking to Iris's salon. But wait, what's that? What's that noise? Thud, thud. It's the soft approaching feet of a small and acerbic Art Critic Panda. Now, Iris has appeared in Doctor Who off and on, spin-off media, for some time. Her box sets are brilliant. And her relationship with her companion, the cyborg that just happens to look like a cuddly toy panda, is just a glorious creation. But of course, the big issue with this is, and I'm sorry for appearing like a bad fan, is I don't know how to pronounce the surname of the author. I believe people pronounce it Paul Mars, but there's a G in there, so as a dyslexic it just makes my head hurt. But that's my own issues, not for anyone else to worry about. So perhaps I'll just move on and go on to say how truly glorious this release is. I loved it. I've got nothing bad at all to say. Well, let's put it this way. You know when you're a writer and you go on these courses, and one of the things that they tell you, one of the hints and tips that they tell you, is to put a post-it note near your computer that says what the story's actually about. Not the plot, not the characters, not the development, nothing like that. It's actually what the main overarching theme of the tale is. Now, the Doctor does not learn from this, because he remains himself. Now, I'm saying he because obviously it's a Sylvester McCoy story. The theme in this story is one of communication. The whole thing about Doctor Who of I'll explain later, and people not telling other people what they're up to in order to try and save the world, is what comes down to it. It's the Doctor not telling his companions what's happening. Well, Iris does exactly the same thing. Everyone has got the best intentions, obviously, apart from the villain. But because nobody's communicating, what we have here is a failure to communicate, that kind of thing. The story could have finished at the end of episode 2 if everyone had just got together and had a chat. But of course, that doesn't make great science fiction, it doesn't make great drama at all. Having a chat, sorting things out, and actually working out a plan of operation, everyone thinking they're working towards the best ends, is the big issue. So, that's what's at the core. That's the very nub of the story. That's everything's hanging on this, but that's not what it's about. What it's about is David Benson giving us, just another gloriously fruity performance. He sounds so bitter, so cold, so alien as Panda. Now, if it was on TV, it would have just been realised badly or looked terrible. It would have been a puppet, but you know what? That's what it's supposed to look like. That's what makes it so gloriously Seventh Doctor. I love Iris, and if it wasn't for the fact that she's played by Katy Manning and would just confuse old school fans, I'd want her in the TV show. Can you imagine her turning up in her bus? Oh yes, she's got a time-travelling TARDIS bus that's smaller on the inside. Now, for anybody out there who's saying, oh, Christina's got a bus, apart from the fact that Iris's bus is older, has been around longer, and is a nicer bus, yeah, don't go thinking that Lady Christina ends up becoming Iris, because that's just wrong, and it won't help anyone, and it'll just confuse matters, so let it go. The fact that more than one person owns a bus is a perfectly acceptable thing. So just accept it. So, is it a good story? Of course. Is it set in a period of history that hasn't been dealt with by the Doctor? You know those stories when the Doctor goes, hey, I met Salvador Dali once, and you go, yeah, you name dropper. This is the opposite of that. This is one of those stories where the Doctor's heading out to actually meet those people, and he fails. The guy is a tourist in this story, and as a sidestep, it's brilliant. I don't understand why there were 2 main range releases this month instead of, say, September, unless, of course, that's when TV Doctor Who was coming out, and they didn't want to muddy the waters. But rushing them both out on the same day, I don't know if that was a marketing foible or not. Perhaps it was an experiment. Perhaps we're eventually going to go back to 1 main range release per month rather than 1 every 4 weeks, which was the original intent, because that's what you get in Doctor Who magazine, and so on and so on, and it's not important, and we've covered all this before. So, I'll play you the trailer and let you decide for yourself how brilliant this is, because as far as I'm concerned, this should be in everyone's top 10. It's really that good. So, I'm going to go away and listen to some more Survivors, which is considerably more downbeat than this particular tale. If you want a nice bit of escapism, then this is for you. So until next time, be seeing you.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions.
Excusez-moi, this place is so busy. Would you mind if me and my friends joined you?
Pardon, monsieur?
At your table. Could we share it with you?
Ah oui, but of course.
Your accent is very French.
Oh, do you mind if I drop it though, Chuck? Oh, if that exhausts me keeping it up.
Doctor Who, Muse of Fire.
Modelling for painters, eh? Me? What you reckon?
Who was this mysterious woman?
Don't know.
Was she young? Old?
It's hard to say. There was something youthful about her. She was mischievous. She was glamorous too. She had this strange hat on and dark glasses.
Oh yeah, blind was she?
Yeah, cheers, Ace.
By the way, Professor's found some kind of mystery to investigate, so he's happy enough.
Iris Wildthyme. So, we meet yet again.
Do your worst.
Consider the battle lines drawn.
You'd really chuck away our old friendship.
If needs be.
So be it then. It's war, Doctor.
I need to understand more.
You want me to take down my black veil and show you my actual face? My face is quite inhuman. I wonder what you would make of it.
Now, which one shall I choose?
Big Finish. We love stories.
That's your tracker, right? What are you tracking?
Something I need to track. I've got the signal. Come on, Ace.
That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.